Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming out for the annual Delegate Assembly's Meet Your Candidate Forum. It's a great turnout. I'm glad you're all here. That's wonderful. The DDA sponsors this every year simply so that you can have some more exposure to who's running for the board and hopefully become informed and make a better decision. My name is Cal Martin, and I am currently serving as the chair of the Delegate Assembly. And I'll also be your host and moderator for the evening. Now, I'd like everybody to do a little exercise with me. I'll demonstrate. Please remove this from wherever you have it and press the button on the side that makes it go away. We'd like not to be disturbed if we can do it, and I'm going to do the same thing. So, go away. Okay. I'm done as well. This year, the questions could be submitted by email. You could have done that by sending them to the sunlakesforum@gmail.com. And the questions were also placed in the Dropbox in the front lobby, ones that were written in advance of this evening. And of course, you could pick up the form and then you submit a question when you walked into the building here. We need you to know that nobody previewed these questions in any way. None of the candidates see these questions. In fact, the delegates didn't even see them until today. So their job is to then sort through those questions, try to ascertain which ones might be the best for this particular setting, and then they send them forward. They try to eliminate questions that are too specific for somebody who hasn't been on the board before. So that's kind of what they're doing. I apologize if your question isn't used, but you got to realize we've got 8 candidates here tonight. Bless them. But that takes a lot of time to answer the same question 8 different times. So we're not going to get to too many questions. I pretty much guarantee you that. And we would like to keep this to about 2 hours because there isn't a planned restroom break. Okay. Now for the candidates, you guys are allotted 5 minutes to make an opening statement, and then you get a minute and a half in a concluding statement. You can either stay at your seat up there, or if you want to come down to the podium, you're more than welcome to do that. Just give yourself a little time to make that short little walk so that we're not in dead air. Oh, I sound like I'm booming here. Got it. I think somebody said you can't hear me very well. Is this better? I just want you to know it is really loud up here. Okay, I will be closer. Eat the microphone, they say. Candidates, you get the 5-minute opening and the minute and a half concluding statement, and you can use the podium or you can stay exactly where you're seated. Each question will be answered in rotation, and we're going to begin this evening with Ms. Beeks on the far audience left.
Cal?
Yes, sir.
We have the Pledge of Allegiance.
Sure, we can have the Pledge of Allegiance. Let me finish this. We'll have it as soon as I'm done with this. Good point. When a question is asked, you've got 90 seconds to answer the question. And if you haven't finished speaking at the end of your 90 seconds, you'll know because Dave right there is going to tell you 90 seconds is up. And I'll have to ask you to conclude gracefully if you could. You can't speak on the panel unless recognized by the moderator. There won't be any crosstalk either, no discussion between candidates. And of course, there won't be any use of profanity or any personal attacks that will be permitted. Otherwise, I'll just excuse you from the forum. And well, okay, I'll excuse you from the forum and then we would move on. But thank you for observing our guidelines for the forum. And we appreciate you participating. And could everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, and now we'll move to the opening statements, and the first will be from Mary Jo McElwain.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you this afternoon. What a great crowd. My name is Mary Jo McElwain. I currently serve on your master board, and I am asking you for your support to be reelected to continue representing you with focus, discipline, and integrity. Professionally, I have worked 35 years as a manager in a corporate accounting office for 2 large grocery chains. Here in our community, I am currently the board treasurer of the Master Board, president of my condo association for 2 years, have served 5 years as chair and vice chair of the finance committee, and a year on the common area committee. With this combined professional and community experience, I bring an understanding of how an HOA should function financially and operationally. My leadership approach is grounded in business discipline. I make decisions based on information and sound financial analysis, always focused on what benefits the entire community. One of the core duties of a board member is to carefully review the monthly financial statements. Understanding the financials, discussing budgets, monitoring cash flow, and overseeing payables are not optional. They are essential for a board member. When we truly understand our numbers, we can anticipate challenges, plan for future needs, and make informed decisions that protect you and our assets. The board sets the vision and the direction, but it is the management company that executes that vision every single day. And we must have a management company that is both effective, accurate, and accountable. In my opinion, First Service has not fulfilled its obligation to Sun Lakes. I have seen repeated instances of accounting problems and financials that aren't accurate. We have had bank reconciliations with adjustments that are 2 years old. Aging report of delinquent items lacking any adjustments for 2 or more years. No valid explanations for expenses or revenues that are out of budget. And the list goes on. In addition, our technology is lacking. Key management positions are left vacant, and First Residential has not shown any resources for our golf or food and beverage operations, which are central to our identity and our bottom line. Sun Lakes is not a typical HOA. It is a complex, large-scale, $16 million operation. It is a business, and like any successful business, it requires experienced professionals, strong systems, and accountable leadership. Changing management companies is a difficult conversation, but avoiding it does not protect this community. Evaluating and deciding our community's best path is a board responsibility and duty. If re-elected, I will focus on answering these questions. Which management company can best serve Sun Lakes? Which company has the experience and proven specialty in managing golf and food and beverage operations? Which company can increase revenues through professional management and reduce expenses through their extensive buying power? Which company can provide modern technology, ensure accurate financial reporting, and provide strong corporate resources? That is my goal as a board member. Decide on a management company that fulfills our needs here in Sun Lakes, has the expertise to increase our revenues and reduce our expenses so that we can remain a private, financially sound community where our residents trust the board and the management company for our success. Thank you for your time, your trust, and I would appreciate your vote.
Thank you, Mary Jo. By the way, if you all hadn't figured it out, the order in which folks are speaking up here was totally at random. It was by draw. There's not alphabetized or anything like that. Number 2 would be Ron Smith.
Thank you. I want to say thank you to all of you that come out tonight. to hear us talk. My name is Ron Smith. I moved into Sun Lakes about 9 years ago, me and my wife, and it was probably one of the best things that we did. We bought a home, decided that it wasn't the right home for us. It wasn't on the golf course. So we ended up moving over to Fairway Oaks, and we just love it. I've got a great big backyard, and I don't have to mow it or water it. I'm going to share something real quick with you. My watch keeps going off saying my heart rate's up, so I'm really nervous. So I apologize. I didn't write a speech. I'm just going to tell you from my heart, you know, how I feel about Sun Lakes. First of all, I want to tell you about my family. My family is everything to me. I have a daughter and I have a son, and I have a wife that we've been together for 52 years. When we moved out here, our kids followed us. One of them lived in Yucaipa, the other lived in San Bernardino, and now they live up in Sundance. We got grandchildren, and we spend quite a bit of time with our family and our grandkids in their sporting events. I still work. Well, let me step back. My wife's actually retired. She was an RN. She was an RN for over 30 years. I applaud her for that because that's some hard work. And when COVID came, I've never seen someone so scared in my life as my wife was, because she says, this is some bad stuff. Anyway, moving on. I would like to thank my wife for helping me, and also another lady named Beverly Simmons. I do appreciate their help. Business-wise, I've been a contractor since 1977. I got my contractor's license. I'm a painting contractor, and I've been in the business all my life. I'm 4 generations, so I've worked with my dad, my grandfather, my uncles, my cousins. I've worked with them all. My son has taken over my business. Now he's the 5th generation, and it was tough. And I chose to go a different route than most painters do. Mine was all about maintenance, longevity, and doing top-end work for top-end clients that appreciated it. I wouldn't work for someone that didn't appreciate what I was doing for them. There's only 3 things you can offer somebody in business. That's quality, service, and pricing. But of those 3, you can only give them 2. And I chose the 2, service and quality. Pricing, if you want it cheap, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get somebody else. So what I can bring to the board is some common sense. I've been on an ad hoc committee for the golf, and that was last year. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I felt that we gave a lot of good feedback. And the other thing I've done since I've been here, I got volunteered for the men's club, the golf club. And I've been on it for almost 8 years. They won't let me leave. So I've been president for the last, I believe 3 years. My term ends this year. And for some reason I don't get on the board, the master board here. I'll just continue working with the golfers. My key thing about Sun Lakes is I feel that I've talked to a lot of people, and when they come up to me, they're misinformed about what's going on in here. And I like to see our vision moving forward and quit looking backwards. And the other thing is our marketing. I think our marketing is terrible, and we need to get better communication with our people out here. And I want to do what's best for the Sun Lakers. I don't want to do it for my buddies or for me personally. I have no agenda other than doing what's right. So please vote for me. Thank you.
Our third candidate this evening is Linda Spalding.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Linda Spalding, and I am running for the Master Board to bring back competent and experienced leadership for our Sun Lakes community. I have proudly called Sun Lakes home for 22 years. I have extensive experience on the master board. I was elected twice, and I have served as vice president and treasurer. In addition, I have been a district delegate for 18 years, and I am currently the vice chair of the delegate assembly. I know how the board works, I am a problem solver, and I know how to get things done. I prepare for board meetings by asking common sense questions and work to understand the facts and reasons behind the issues. As a leader, I use my skills and experience to promote teamwork among all board members. Recently, I have seen actions taken by the board which led me to be very concerned about the future of our Sun Lakes community. There have been major board decisions made without asking for your input. This has led me to run in this election. If elected, I will require town hall meetings prior to all major decisions that will affect you. I will bring back the monthly coffees with 2 board members, and this will be done on weekends so residents working or have weekly commitments can attend. I will bring back board liaisons for all committees. I do not have a hidden agenda. You, the residents, are my only concern. My priorities include leadership, affordability, and our community. We must move together in a more positive direction. We can promote open communication and listen to you to find the best solutions for our Sun Lakes community. You need to be included in major decisions. Working together, we can accomplish great things. Our financial future in Sun Lakes is my greatest concern. Experts recommend that our reserve funding be at least 70%. When I moved into Sun Lakes in 2004, our reserves were 83%. Our reserves are now 61%, and in 4 years we'll be at 42%. We must work hard to bring that percentage back up without increasing your HOA dues. We must exercise careful control of the budget and spending to make this work. You deserve clear explanations of where your HOA dues are going. Major projects need your input. We need to make better use of our committees to assist the board. We should review contracts, provide cost-saving alternatives, transparency, accountability, and thoughtful planning. This is what you, the residents, deserve. I encourage your participation in the Sun Lakes community events. We need your help. Share your skills and ideas to increase community spirit. Our committees and clubs need your support to function. Our demographics are changing. Your ideas and involvement will be important to me. With your participation, we can help Sun Lakes adapt to our changing needs. My concerns for our HOA, as I said before, are our finances, past boards, so let's work together. And our streets are aging, and I think if we just all work together, we can move forward. Thank you.
Candidate number 4, Carol Tasco.
I'm very impressed with this turnout. My name is Carol Tasco. I have proudly called Sun Lakes home for 39 years. This community is just not where I live. It is where I have invested my time, my leadership, and my heart. I previously served on the board of directors from 2004 to 2008. And during that time, I was honored to be elected by my fellow board members as the first woman president that I served for 2 terms. Leadership, like stewardship, is about care, responsibility, and trust. Sun Lakes deserves all 3. Today, our community stands at a crossroads. Do we continue as we are, or do we choose to move forward together? I believe change is needed. Our golf courses and restaurant are not being managed to their full potential. I am in favor of keeping our golf courses and restaurant private, as they are the heartbeats of Sun Lakes. We need a new management company that has deep experience in those areas. Our current management company has failed us miserably. We deserve much better. I also believe that a divided community cannot thrive. We are the strongest when we work together, listen to one another, and act for the common good. I believe members deserve a voice, especially when it comes to large and costly projects. Transparency is not optional to me, it is essential. I also support expanding our board from 5 to 7 members to better serve our community. This is a recommendation I previously helped to present to the board as chair of an ad hoc committee. At its core, board service is about fiduciary duty and care, loyalty, confidentiality, and accountability, with loyal to the membership above all. If you want thoughtful leadership, accountability, and a stronger Sun Lakes, I would consider it a privilege to serve on the board. I respectfully ask for your vote. Please vote for Carol Tasco, and let's move Sun Lakes forward together.
Candidate number 5 is Carly Beeks.
Good afternoon, Sun Lake members, candidates, and those watching on Channel 97. My name is Carly Beeks. I am running for the Master Board because I believe strong leadership, responsible decisions, and transparent communication are essential for preserving the quality of life we all cherish here. My husband Paul and I have been married 48 years. We are high school sweethearts, and together we raised 3 children and are blessed with 6 grandchildren. We chose Sun Lakes because of its beauty, its amenities, and its strong sense of community. Professionally, I have held senior leadership roles as administrator and vice president of medical companies. Paul and I also owned a successful insurance agency. More importantly, I have served as an HOA president, giving me firsthand experience in community governance, residents' concerns, budgeting, and the responsibility that comes with representing homeowners. I understand what fiduciary duty truly means. I know the amount of time, dedication, and teamwork that is required to be a successful HOA director. I also founded a neighborhood watch program, coached youth sports, and served as a PTA president for 3 different school districts. Here in Sun Lakes, I currently serve as the District 14 delegate. I am also involved in the Lifestyles magazine, marketing advisory, and the Restaurant and Lounge Committee. I also have fun participating in IDS, ICC, the Follies, Young at Heart, and the Lakes. A major issue for Sun Lakes is rising insurance premiums. This year, our HOA policy increased by over $100,000 over last year, and that was only for a 9-month period. Starting October 1st, the next new renewal will cover a 12-month period, and if we don't act now, we could be in for a rude awakening. Another critical issue was the board's attempt to replace First Service quickly without openness, resident input, or a proper procurement process. We do not want another terrible contract like the one we have with our restaurant provider, CCL. When elected, my priority is responsible financial stewardship. Many residents are worried about rising HOA dues, and I share that concern. We must take careful, practical steps to control costs without sacrificing the quality of our community. Every dollar must be justified. Budget decisions should be driven by clear objectives, sound cost-benefit analysis, and not arbitrary increases. Second, improving our restaurant operations is very important to me. Our community deserves quality, consistency, and accountability from the food service providers that every resident here can enjoy a wonderful dining experience. CCL needs to make major improvements or they need to be replaced. Third, we need stronger security coverage. Right now, we only have 1 officer on night duty, which is simply not enough for a community of our size. We should have 2 patrol officers and a dedicated golf cart to better monitor the perimeter and provide coverage in areas that need that extra attention. Fourth, I do not support opening our golf courses to non-equity membership. Many of us moved here because Sun Lakes is private, protected community with private amenities. If someone wants to enjoy our courses, the answer is simple: become a homeowner. I want to assure you that I will hold regular town halls, make myself available, and act in the best interests of this community. I'm not running with a personal agenda. I'm running to serve this community, to protect our assets, restore confidence in governance, and ensure Sun Lakes remains a place we are proud to call home. And just as important, the board should never feel separate from the community it serves. I would be honored to earn your vote. I'm all in for this community. I believe in Sun Lakes. I believe in our residents. And I'm ready to fight for the strong, vibrant, welcoming community we all deserve. Let's move forward and help keep Sun Lakes the place we are proud to call home. Thank you.
Candidate number 6 is Jeff Ranieri.
Good evening. My name is Jeff Ranieri. I've lived in Sun Lakes since 2020. I came here because my mom and dad were here in 1989. They were a part of this community. I remember coming in and my dad talking about the 500 members they had in the men's club. It's changed a lot since then. When I moved out there in 2020, my dad has passed. I came out to be close to my mom to help her. We golfed every Sunday. She loved it. I hated it. She yelled at me all the time. And those who golfed with us know. Unlike everybody here, other else that's talked already, I do have a personal agenda. I want Sun Lakes to be better. I want us to work together. I've heard so much BS on internet, people talking behind people's backs, and that's just not me. If you want to hear my answer, ask me the question, but if you don't want to hear it, don't ask. We do need to work on First Service, CC&L, but I found in business, the 36 years at the post office when I was managing an office, that I had 100 employees below me, and if they screwed up, it was better for me to retrain them and get them to work better because I've already paid for the training. I know what they're capable of. And if I can get what's better out of them, that is better, rather than having to hire somebody else and go through all the crap of training them again. And if they can't do it, then you fire them. But I haven't worked with First Service one-on-one because I'm not on the board, but I'd like to see what they're capable of. From my understanding, some people on the board have worked with them and in the background have done a good job. They are making changes. CC&L definitely does need to have a better opportunity to try. We were at Taco Tuesday this last week, and the food was phenomenal. They had 2 people call in sick, and if anybody worked in any business and had people call in sick, it was tough, and it was tough for them. But we did get the food late, and when we got it, it was phenomenal. I think we just need to step back, have the town hall meetings, talk to one another, get everybody's input. Because if you look at Sun Lakes, it's probably the most talented job fair you'll ever go to. The talent and people that are here, the knowledge that's available to us here, we can accomplish anything in this room. My job is to try to get that done. I ask for your vote, your time, and your patience. Thank you.
The next candidate is Howard Katz.
Can you hear me? Good. Good afternoon. I'm Howard Katz, candidate for the Master Board. I appreciate this opportunity to address you. As a fiscal conservative, I believe our budgets must be realistic and met. We must have sufficient funds to pay our bills on time and funds and savings for unplanned emergencies. For too long, our master boards and management companies have accepted poor financial results, contributing to our diminished cash position and dramatic rise in monthly dues. The low revenue and high operating costs of our two most important amenities, the golf courses and food and beverage services, have forced us to provide each a large subsidy. My solution: consider a different management company and elect business-oriented members to the master board. I was a founding member and the original vice president of the Pass Action Group. This group was the reason there won't be a warehouse across from our main gate. Today, Sunset Crossroads, a new warehouse complex, threatens our eastern border. I am working against it and will work against any other proposed development bordering our community. To that end, I attend Banning City Council and Planning Commission meetings. I haven't seen any Sun Lakes Master Board members nor current Master Board candidates at those meetings. I was chairman of the Financial Advisory Committee. I've been district delegate alternate for District 23, and I've been active in several clubs. For 39 years, I worked in information technology, 30 with IBM, and 9 split between Oracle, 24-Hour Fitness, and an international consulting company. I have extensive experience in management, organization, budgeting, strategy development, and requirements definition. Kathy, my terrific wife of almost 64 years, and I moved to Sun Lakes in 2017. We are thrilled with the many amenities in our community. When we moved here, the monthly dues were $247. They are now $410. Had our monthly dues just kept up with inflation, they would be less than $330 today. That would be a savings of almost $1,000 a year for each of us HOA members. Sun Lakes is a $17 million a year mutual benefit corporation. We need a minimum of $1.7 million in our operating accounts. Over the past 2.25 years, our available operating accounts balance have ranged from $73,000 to $280,000, far below the $1.7 million target and insufficient to pay our monthly accounts payable. Neither our master board nor our management company have been held accountable for this poor financial performance. Our monthly dues pay the full cost or fully subsidize all but 2 of our amenities, golf and food and beverage services. Golfers and food and beverage services patrons make up the difference of those 2 amenities. Golf, for the past 11 months, January through November 2025, the budgeted subsidy for golf was $2.6 million, only for 11 months. The actual subsidy was $2.3 million. That's really good. Less than that budgeted, but of the 5,000 residents in Sun Lakes, there are about 400 golfers. That's an annual subsidy of about $5,800 per golfer. We have not been asked if we approve of that level of subsidy. Food and beverage services. For the same 11 months, the budgeted subsidy for food and beverage services was $744,000. The actual subsidy was $1.2 million, almost $500,000 more subsidy than budgeted. Most of that was expended April through November, while food and beverage services were managed by our new food and beverage services vendor. The new vendor was supposed to resolve the red ink outflow. Instead, it has almost doubled. Our food and beverage services are now worse than ever before. In conclusion, our master board's priorities must change. Make me part of that change. We must set goals and collect performance data and make sure that they're met. Your vote in this election will determine our future. Elect me to the master board. Please do attend one of my meet and greets. My name is Howard Katz. Thank you.
And the final candidate is Joe Ganino.
Good afternoon, Sun Lakers. My name is Joe Ganino. I'm running for the Master Board for 2026, 27. I've learned a lot over the last 11 months serving on the board of directors. I've learned that teamwork is essential in getting things done. I've learned that personal agendas only drag down board. It drags down the board when you have personal agendas. I've learned that as a board member, our primary responsibility is not to make people happy, but rather to protect the HOA as a whole, even if it means some residents will judge you and attempt to smear your name. Priority number one is you're an officer of the corporation, and it's your due diligence to protect the people of Sun Lakes, even if it's not popular. Today, I ask you to look at the candidates that sit here on the stage. Ask yourself, who will serve you with no personal agenda? Who will serve you with the strength to have the strength to not be influenced by others that are sitting in this room and that live in this community? Who will work until the job is done, no matter how hard the task is or how unpopular it may be? Who do you visualize representing you outside of the gates as well as inside of the gates at Sun Lakes? My only goal as a board member, for our board members each and every day, is to simply remember, get it done for the people, be financially responsible, find ways to invest in our future, protect the HOA from poor, substandard outside services, businesses, and some residents who continually wish to smear the volunteers for the efforts that are provided here at Sun Lakes. It's really important. You have a great responsibility. You are going to vote for 4 people to be on this master board. 4 people. Look at this table. Figure out who will work well together. I'm telling you, I've lived it for 11 months. We need to work together. You have a super responsibility. I implore you to take the time and to talk to all of us and to find out what you feel is best for Sun Lakes. My name is Joe Ganino, and I want your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, candidates. We are going to move to the question portion of the evening. The questions were grouped. We asked you to focus on 5 different categories. I will tell you which folder I'm pulling it from so you'll know what street we're on. Those categories were community involvement, common area responsibilities and preservations, including golf course, fiduciary responsibilities and budget experience, country club vision, and previous board experience in similar group settings. So there is a rotating order on how they're answered on each question, but we will begin first with Carly Beeks. And this is from Country Club Vision. And the question is, what is your vision of this country club, and how will you keep living here affordable?
Hello. My vision for Sun Lakes is a community where every resident feels heard, valued, and supported. I want our neighborhood to remain a place with strong property values, well-maintained amenities, and a lifestyle that reflects the pride we all call home. We deserve budgeting that is responsible, transparent, and focused on long-term planning, not quick fixes. Every decision should be made with clarity, accountability, and the best interests of residents in mind. Our dining and recreational amenities and safety services should enrich our lives, not create frustration or unnecessary financial strain. I'm committed to ensuring these services are well managed, highly quality, and cost efficient. I will foster open communication by hosting town halls, encouraging dialogue, and making sure residents understand not just what decisions are made, but why. Honesty and accessibility will define my approach. Thank you.
Next, Joe Ganino.
Can you please repeat the question?
Sure. What is your vision of this country club, and how will you keep living here affordable?
Thank you. So you didn't say Sun Lakes Country Club, you said Country Club. We're not a-
Yes, country club.
We're not a country club. We're an HOA that owns 2 golf courses that's private and cannot be used by people outside of this gate fenced community. My vision is simple. I'm on the board now, and I want to be on the board in the future to continue looking at future ways to protect what is coming down the road. What's coming down the road is we need to put more money in our reserve account. We need to start looking at ways of increasing revenue outside of HOA fees. That's essential. If we don't do that, big bills are coming down the road, and we are not going to be in a good financial position. Currently, we are, but down the road, there are big expenditures. So I've got some ideas. I've brought some to the table in town halls already, full transparency, the why and the what, and I'll continue to do that in the future. Thank you.
Thank you. Howard Katz?
Thank you. How do we keep this place affordable? It's very simple. We must make our budget met. We must keep to our budget. We must make that our budget is not overspent, and that we find areas of our budget that can be kept within a reasonable amount of necessity of funds. My vision for this country club, thank you, is that it is a lovely place to look at. Looking at the golf course, it is well maintained, and most of the things around the place are well maintained. So we must make sure that this maintenance is afforded. We must make sure that maintenance is continued. We must make sure that we can live a very comfortable and rich life here on our premises, and that we can afford it by not overspending and going into the hole. Thank you.
Mary Jo McElwain?
Yes. My vision for 5 years ahead, excuse me, is for a community that is well-managed and well-maintained, with common sense solutions, sound business decisions, and the right management company to increase our revenues and reduce our excessive losses and over-budget items. We will keep our club private. We want to be a private community with reasonable HOA fees, and we can do that by having a sound management company and the right board. Residents should be informed and trust the board and management company. Our reserve funds should be managed and well-maintained and spent responsibly. Thank you.
Jeff Ranieri?
Thank you. My vision is simple. I think if you ladies and gentlemen out there tonight, on April 9th, pick 5 people, well, 4 to add to the 1, 5 people that can work together, sit in rooms, communicate, come up with ideas that can benefit our club. Like Joe said, we have some huge expenses coming, and we're going to have to pay for it somehow. So if we don't want our HOAs to go up, we need to find ways to bring money in. And 5 people on the board working together, I think, can do that. Thank you.
Ron Smith?
I believe that my vision for Sun Lakes in a perfect world would be the golf course is good, the tennis courts are good, the restaurant's great, and our management company was great. That's a tough word, perfect. There's nothing perfect in this world. And all the big projects that I've ever worked on, you can't make everybody happy. But we need to quit looking at what's been broke, and we just need to get out there and we need to fix it. We have some things that need to get fixed, and we need to quit lollygagging around, and we need to get it done. If they don't do their job, let's get rid of them. In a perfect world, I'd like for everyone to be happy. And It ain't gonna work, but we can try. We really do have a hidden gem here, and we need to get the word out, and we need marketing. I keep hounding the marketing part, but we need to get people moving in here to use our restaurants, to use our golf course, and to use all of our amenities. It's a wonderful place, and I want to stay here. I'm leaving here with my toes up, so just remember that. Thank you.
Linda Spalding.
At this end of the table, could you please repeat the question?
Certainly. What is your vision of this country club, and how will you keep living here affordable?
Great, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to look at increasing community patrol, especially in the evening. When we moved in, we had at least 3 patrol in the evening, and I would like to bring that back. And we also need a golf cart for the Securitas so they can do the perimeter of the golf courses on especially the north side and the interior of the championship course. Communication is one of my #1 top priorities, and that is including you. You need to know what's going on. 1 minute? Thank you. You need to know what's going on. We need to hear from you. And so we will bring back the board of directors, 2 board members, 2 coffees, or 2 cookies. We used to do coffee and cookies on a Saturday or a Sunday, so that we can have our residents all be able to participate. I'm also concerned. I'm going to do that later. Okay, thank you so much. I would like to also look at making Gate 1 our entrance or our signature entrance. We have a signature golf hole, and I think our entrance could look a little bit better so we look like a country club. Thank you.
Carol Tasco.
Thank you. I hope we can adopt some of these visions together, not just mine. Establish sound business practices to make best judgment decisions to enhance our property values, be good stewards in administrating our association funds, and treat all issues and residents with respect to strengthen and promote a goal of bettering our community. Thank you.
Thank you, all. The next question comes from previous experience, and we will begin answers with Mr. Ganino.
Previous experience. Over the course of my life, I served on different boards, youth sports, worked in the business
I
world.
should really read the question, shouldn't I?
Oh, my gosh, Cal. Timeout start, I swear,
Ask-
David,
ask
start
my
that
own.
timer over again.
Put you on the
Start that,
spot.
don't you give me that.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cal,
Says
you've
if
got
you-
the floor.
If you are elected to the board, which you probably can't imagine, but if you are elected to the board, will you work with your fellow board members, even though you might not all get along, and make sure that all board members have a voice on path moving forward and are invited to attend any meeting and/or discussion with FSR, CCL, and any other entity that Sun Lakes does business with? Having one board member meet and discuss issues in the direction of Sun Lakes Country Club is not in the best interests of the community.
I don't get it.
I'll read it again.
You don't have to read it again, I understand it, I live it.
Okay.
I live it. I'm okay with that. Okay, so let's talk about CCL, and let's talk about FSR. They're not perfect. If you say they're perfect, put your hand up, because they're not, okay? There's things that can be improved, for sure. And we're working every day with them. The board is working every day with them to get things right. It's not a perfect world. The ship doesn't turn really quick. It's a very slow process. I worked with the board for the last 11 months on these 2 projects. It's still not there, but we're trying. With a new board, maybe we can fast track this a little bit better. But working with the board is simple. You just listen to everybody and you respect each other. The key here is to respect each other. We can go into a room with 5 different thoughts, but we have to come out with one decision. That's what's key. So that's my answer.
Howard Katz.
Hi. The Davis-Sterling Act, which controls HOAs in the state of California, it's California law, states that a HOA board is holistic, which means that if the board does not work together, it cannot make any decisions or do anything. One member of the board cannot meet with other people and make any promises, any comments at all. 2 board members can't either. If 2 board members meet with a community of people separate from everybody else, including at least 3 board members or a 3rd board member, whatever happens in that meeting is non-binding and is not legal. It takes 3 board members to make a majority, to make a quorum, and then if they have a quorum, there must be minutes made and turned loose in the community to see what was discussed. I think too often in the past, we've had individuals meet with members of the community here, 1 or 2 members of the board, and that is not proper. So it is the board president's responsibility to make sure that a holistic board is always in effect to get things done and that everyone is brought into the act. The management company or 2 management companies that we have, and to make sure that we have
Mary Jo McElwain.
Thank you. I am currently the president of my condo association, and of course, I'm also board treasurer of the master board. I work well with others. I believe our current board has worked well as a team. Yes, we have our differences, and yes, we are allowed to express them in our meetings, but we have almost unanimously resolved all our issues and voted according to what we believe in. I do believe that more than 1 board member should be in meetings with management company. I think that's a better protocol. Thank you.
Jeff Ranieri.
Thank you. I think that's vital, that we have a board that can communicate together. I'm on the board with Ron. He's president of our men's club. I'm vice president of our men's club. And when we get in those meetings, you know, nobody sees the same direction. But when we do come out of there, we have decisions made, we're all comfortable with it, and we all feel that we were a part of the decision. And I think the 5 board members, when they get together, have different ideas and come through with solutions and come out with the same feeling that they all had a hand in making these decisions, what's best for the community. Thank you.
Linda Spalding.
Oh, skipped you.
I don't know.
This is
No,
funny.
no, it should be Ron then. I'm sorry. Crossed you off too soon? Ron Smith. That's right. I should go home.
I'm presently on the golf board. I'm the acting president. Board meetings are wonderful if you're all getting along together. You really can get a lot done. And what's great about it is everyone has a different idea. The more ideas you got, the better things are going to turn out. The one thing I've learned being a president of this particular men's club, I've been presidents of Little League, other golf places, but this one is a different dynamic. We have people that are 90 years old playing golf and they take a long time, so we get people that are upset. And my whole thing is have fun out there, and when we're making decisions on the board, let's take the emotions out of it and let's look at the facts and what's best for Sun Lakes.
Thank you.
Now, Linda Spalding.
Thank you so much. I was president of the South Pasadena Chamber of Commerce. I was president of 2 church councils, one in Arcadia and one in Longwood, Florida. For 10 years, I worked in the disaster relief team for the American Red Cross in Pasadena, and I was at 9/11, and I was also in Florida for 2 hurricanes. Talk about working with a diverse group of people. I had it. And then the one thing that I will remember, and I think I shared this with Michelle once, my mother-in-law was amazing. We used to call her the Velvet Steamroller. And I would do nutritional consultations and talks, and she pulled me aside one day and she said, "You never use the word I. This is not about you. This is about we." And that's what I'm going to do moving forward. It's not about me, it's all about you. You come first. Thank you.
Carol Tasco.
Of course, it's essential that board members meet and get together, but there's also a word called compromise, and that's part of being a board member. If the majority feels that that's the right thing to do, sometimes you have to compromise.
And Carly Beeks.
I bring a combination of community involvement, prior board leadership, and professional management experience that has prepared me to serve effectively. We need to respect each other. We could have difference of opinions, and that's okay. But as long as we all agree at the end, that's what matters most. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to the 3rd question. This one comes from the category of community involvement. And it reads, in the past decisions were made. Some of those decisions have been considered unnecessary and did not accomplish their real goal. How will you keep residents informed before deciding to spend large amounts of money on projects we don't want or need?
Repeat.
Sure. One more time. In the past, decisions were made. Some of those decisions have been considered unnecessary and did not accomplish their goal. How will you keep residents informed before deciding to spend large amounts of money on projects we don't want or need? And we start with Howard Katz.
Thank you. One of the ways to do that was presented to the board before the extension to the lounge, which was, why don't we do a proof of concept instead of investing $1 million in the lounge? Let's do something small that will accomplish the same thing but at a much lower price. The board refused and built the lounge expansion. What we presented to the board, Sharon Robinson and I, was to spend $10,000 and do the same thing that the lounge expansion would have done, only using available resources rather than investing in a total remodel. It would have then accomplished the same thing. We need to do the same in all of our future large projects, which is do proof of concept. Make sure that it will work, make sure that people will use the facilities once we finish them, and if they can't use the proof of concept and it fails, you don't invest the money. So we need to expose the residents in this community through transparency and communication to what is going to happen, and then do something to let them know first what's going to happen to make sure they will use it and make sure it'll be valuable. Thank you.
Mary Jo McElwain.
Some items have to be decided by the board. Not all of them can be communicated necessarily to the residents. Large expenses like the lounge expansion, obviously that was a town hall, and it was accepted at that time. And the board communicated that to the residents. And town halls are important for that kind of information. But there's an awful lot of things that happen in a board meeting and that are approved. Discussions are done, and it would, if we communicated all of it to the residents at that time, we'd be here for hours and hours. Thank you.
Too bad. That's what it takes.
Okay, and next, Jeff Ranieri.
I think it's best, looking at some of the things that have happened in the last 5 years that I've been here, I think the board has just the power to make decisions without having us involved. I think there should be some type of a limit amount of money over spending, whether it's 500,000, 200,000, whatever that is. We should come up with some type of number that we have to have more input, have more town hall meetings, get people involved, and see how the feel is, like we did at the last one. You know, where Joe brought a trash can up and was going to throw the thing away if nobody wanted it. There was over 500 people here. I thought that was phenomenal. I think more of those in those times when money is coming out like that, those are key. Thanks.
Ron Smith.
It all comes back to communication, and one of the biggest ways is getting you people in here and hearing it. The big decisions, I think they need to be brought to the residents. We need transparency, and we need for everyone to understand. We need some clarity on some of the statements that we send out. A lot of people don't understand them. So, you know, hopefully they're watching stuff on TV. But one thing we need to do is we need to make it clear exactly what we are doing and present it to the Sun Lakers and let them make the decision. We can't bring all the issues, like someone said, we'd be here forever. The small stuff we're not worried about, it's the large amounts. So we need more town hall meetings. Thank you.
Linda Spalding.
Agree. We have neglected our residents for the last couple of years. Decisions have been made without your input. That has to stop. And when I am on the board, it will stop. Decisions made in executive session should only be contract, personnel matters, and there's one other one. What? Legal. Thank you, Joe. You're on the board. That's where they are talked about. All of the other stuff, the robots, the tags, everything, that should have come to you. You needed to get more information. You don't spend $99,000. You don't spend $106,000 on issues without listening to you. Now, maybe you all would have said, yeah, great, go spend that money. But don't you think you should have a voice? I do. So that's my word to you, that that's going to happen. Thank you.
Carol Tasco.
This is what I'm going to say to you. Residents who feel ignored are less likely to follow policies or get involved in the community. Trust and goodwill are formed through two-way communications, especially with sensitive topics or change. It is the board's responsibility to have open forum meetings where the residents have a voice and are listened to.
Carly Beeks.
Yes, I agree. Our residents need to be heard. And if we have a large expansion, it needs to be brought to you, Sun Lakes members. And if it's a huge expansion, we need to give that to our procurement committee. That's what they're there for, and that's why we need them, to help us from spending money that should not have been spent the wrong way. Thank you.
Joe Godino.
Okay, there's two types of purchases that are approved by the master board: repair and replacement purchases and capital improvement purchases. The difference is simple. If the air conditioning goes out in this building, we have a reserve study, and it tells us it has a 10-year lifespan. So at 15 years, if it goes out, that money is allocated in the system to repair and replace it. Very simple. A capital improvement is different. That's taking money out of our capital account and purchase something brand new. So robots are replacing a Toro lawnmower that costs more than the robots. It depletes manpower to be reallocated to do other things for the residents for a better experience at the golf course. That was a repair and replacement. Thank you.
Question number 4 is about security. Security, or some lack thereof, has been a big concern lately for many Sun Lakes residents. What do you propose to do in order to increase the safety of our residents and decrease thefts? And we begin with Mary Jo.
Safety and security is certainly a big issue here. We're all concerned with it, as the board is. We hope that we will establish, of course, the pool monitors at the main pool on the weekends to check bags and ID. We have bag check at bingo entrance. Pool gates, I think, should need key entrances. And the issues at the RV lot need to be resolved as quickly as possible. And also, I think issues at the maintenance yard, the security needs to be resolved. We do need our safety committees to continue their advice, and also the RV lot information that we get. It should be an ongoing thing. Thank you.
Jeff Ranieri?
Could you read that question again?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
The question is on security. Security, or some lack thereof, has been a long concern lately for many Sun Lakes residents. What do you propose to do in order to increase the safety of our residents and decrease thefts?
Thank you. So again, like I talked about, in this community, there are thousands of people that have experience in every aspect of how we run things. Fortunately, I do know someone who has a lot of security background, and from my understanding, there is a lot going on with that, of changing over the systems, updating systems, getting things to run better, because it is important. And it seems like, other than the main community, it seems like the RV lot seems to have the most issues. And that's probably where I think the first focus should probably go on, is to get that secure, because there's a lot of money in there that people spent to be sitting in there that is not always seen. You know, we don't get to drive by it all the time. So we should probably start there, but I think everything's working in the right direction. Thank you.
Ron Smith?
I should probably start locking my doors, it sounds like. I didn't know we were with a problem with our security. I've never felt not safe in here, to be honest with you. Maybe we do need some more patrols in night. I didn't realize we only have one patrol. I think that's not enough for two areas. But I'm going to start locking my door, so don't come to my house. I'm not a security expert, so I can't give you any advice, but if the residents feel like, you know, they're not safe here, we need to do something. Everyone should feel safe at all times, whether it's 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon. That's the reason why we moved here, because it was a gated community and my wife felt safe that she could go out and walk at any time, and she's never had an issue out here. And I think everybody out here looks out for one another to begin with, but if we need more security, let's get it. Thank you.
Linda Spalding?
Thank you. I would like to review the income from the RV lot. I believe the rent that is paid is about $183,000–$184,000 a year. That's a lot of money. We should have top-notch security down there for that amount of money. There are millions of dollars down there in recreational vehicles. And it has been broken into, I would say, and Joe would know better than I because he gets the reports, I'm going to say at least 5 times in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks.
Wow.
Are you saying no?
No, I'm saying wow.
Well, you can correct me, but there was one last week and one the week before, but the number needs to be out there so we know. We live on the north side, and we have seen people jump over the wall and go through the backyard. We have seen people with a wheelbarrow who come in from gate 5 and go along the houses and taking what they want. This is why Securitas needs a golf cart, because they can't get back. By the time you call them, they're gone. And the Securitas contract has not been reviewed since 2023, so I think it's time. Thank you.
Carol Tasco.
Interestingly enough, in the old days, we could go and leave our doors open, but times have certainly changed. I think it's the responsibility of the management company, the board, and the security people that we have here to get together and what are your expectations of security. Everybody has a different definition of it.
Carly Beeks.
Yes, one of the reasons we moved to Sun Lakes was because it was a gated community. Sometimes it feels like our gated community is wide open. Our security does need to be beefed up. We need to increase the number of patrol officers, and like I suggested earlier in my opening statement, we need to get a golf cart to help patrol our community, the golf courses, the RV lot, because that seems to be an open-end situation now, and it does not look good. Thank you.
Joe Ganino.
Okay, the gate system has been approved and in the reserve study and has been put off for like 2.5, 3 years now. The board made a decision to not put it off any longer, to update the system. When we update the gate entry system, it's going to do a lot of things. I'm going to be able to reallocate 2 full shifts a night to have 3 patrol on at no additional cost to the HOA. So there's a domino effect that things that happen in a board meeting, the boards decide, okay, it's time to act, they act. What are the ramifications of that? Well, we have reallocated hours that we can put. So when you're laying down at bed at night, we've got 3 patrol cars out there, not just 1. CCT cameras being updated. False Facebook information. Look at these quotes. Look at these things from security that say the RV lot was broken into. They're from November. People are cutting and pasting. Yes, we've had a few small problems, but there's not 5 break-ins. There's not 5 break-ins.
No.
1 patrol officer, if we add it to our budget, is $85,000 a year for 1 shift, 365 days. Keep that in mind. If we put a patrol officer on 24 hours a day and pay out of our pocket, it's $85,000 times 3. So I'm looking for ways to reallocate the hours we're currently paying to keep costs down, but to increase security presence. Thank you.
Howard Katz.
Well, I'll have to answer that as though I didn't hear that, because things may change for the better, and I'll just answer the question as was asked for previous. It appears to me like patrols have been eliminated in neighborhood patrols. I've not seen a patrol in my neighborhood, District 23, for the past several months. So after hearing with Joe, or from Joe, we need to restart or increase our neighborhood patrols. The RV lot walks, it used to be last year, the year before, when I had another vehicle in there, there was someone walking the RV lot 2-3 times a day to make sure everything was right. I don't see those people walking the RV lot anymore, ever. It appears to be canceled. Garage doors. We used to get phone calls if we inadvertently left our garage doors open at night. Those don't happen anymore. So either our contract has changed and not included all these things, or else they're just not being done by Securitas. And we're too old to have a neighborhood watch, and I'm too old to go out and attack these guys that come in to try and steal things. I would have done that 10, 20 years ago, but now I can't, so we need to do better. Thank you.
Okay, the fifth question of the evening will go to Jeff Ranieri first, and it reads, what is the fiduciary duty of an HOA board member? How many of the candidates have professional, finance, budgeting, or accounting management experience?
So in my 36 years at the post office, I got promoted up to manager customer service, which I ran a large, level 24, which is the largest post offices that are out there. I had to maintain budget, plan, all that. And in the 2 years that I ran my office, I was 1 month over plan, which was unacceptable to me and actually to them too. So, but I've ran with budgets and plans my whole career, and I understand what the responsibility is, and I'm ready for that task. Thank you.
Ron Smith?
As I had stated earlier, I've been self-employed all my life, and I still work when I want to, a couple of days a week. I enjoy going to work, and it's hard to step away. I've got lifelong customers that have been with me for over 45 years. They've given me responsibility, they've left me in charge of large amounts of money to be given out to contractors, so I act as a job supervisor. I dearly love projects, and I know how balance is. You got to stay in the budget. Other than that, that's all I have to bring is just I've been self-employed, and I think I've done a good job. Thank you.
Linda Spalding?
I reviewed the budget a little bit. Oh no, I want to start someplace else. Some candidates running do not want golfers on the board, on the master board. Well, this golfer reviewed the 2026 financial report, and I found 5 investments, some at 47,000, some at greater, at 0.3%. We can get higher interest rates, and we should be asking for that because many other of our investments are at a 4.2%, 4.7%. So that's one thing that we need to do. Also, my husband and I have helped run our nutritional business for 60 years. My mother, I'm not that old, my mother-in-law started our business in 1960, and we joined her 42 years ago. It's a very lucrative business, and we also manage our corporation and limited partnership. So I'm very familiar with contracts, with financials, and have a black zero at the end of the month. Thank you.
Carol Tasco?
Thank you. Ensuring adequate reserves for the future projects and paying association bills, reviewing an accurate annual budget, not just previous years, but expenses for the future needs and the rising costs. These are all things that a board member should be able to do. Thank you.
Carly Beeks?
Fiduciary responsibilities to me simply means being careful, thoughtful, and honest with the resources that have been entrusted to me. It's about taking the time to understand the information in front of me, asking questions when something isn't clear, and always keeping the best interests of the community at heart. It also means following the rules, the bylaws, and the processes that guide good decision-making. As for budget experience, I approach financial matters with patience and practicality. In my own work and personal life, I've been responsible for planning expenses, reviewing financial details, and making sure resources are used wisely. I'm comfortable taking my time with numbers, understanding what they mean, and making balanced, careful decisions. My focus is always on being steady, fair, and responsible. Thank you.
Joe Ganino.
What are fiduciary responsibilities of a board member? To protect the HOA. What that means is make sure that all the rules are being followed by the board. Now we're going to talk about investments. We're talking about high yield investments. There are certain things an HOA can and cannot do. We can only invest in CDs and T-bills, and we use Morgan Stanley to do that for us. I asked the question. We do quarterlies with the corporate office on financials. And I said, I've got a 4.25% high yield account. Why can't we get that here? They said the rules aren't the same for an HOA. So T-bills and Treasury bills and CDs is where that is. I just wanted to clear that up. As far as my qualifications go, I read the financials every month. I listen to what our treasurer tells us in her report, and I look at when she sends something off for corrections, and I read the corrections. We're constantly looking at the finances every month. We are in a balanced budget. We were last year as well. Thank you very much.
Howard Katz.
Am I still, hey, it's still alive. All right. Fiduciary responsibility, the person or organization for which you are working or you are responsible, comes first. You make sure that their benefit comes first before yours, or yours doesn't come at all, but theirs does first. And that's the bottom line. You are not important. They're the one that's important. Your ideas and where you want to go is unimportant. It's where the body needs to go. As far as budgetary experience and budgetary management, I've run projects where I was responsible for 15 data centers throughout Asia, starting from mainland China down through New Zealand and Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, and I was responsible for meeting budget, making sure it worked, and making sure we had all the software and hardware we needed. I ran the same similar projects here in the United States, and I was responsible for the conversion and replacement of all software and hardware in the Venezuelan Central Bank for a 6-year period, funded by USAID. I know how to keep a budget. I know how to make sure that the bottom line is 0 plus or minus. Thank you.
And Mary Jo McElwain.
Fiduciary board responsibilities. It is a legal and ethical obligation for a board member to act in good faith, make informed decisions in the best interest of the community without prejudice, know and follow the rules and regulations, and avoid conflicts of interest. I have 35 years as a manager in a corporate accounting office. In our community, I have been a finance committee member for more than 5 years, and the last 2 years, I have collaborated with a fellow committee member and board member, former board member, to provide a line-by-line analysis of the revenue and expense items on our budget, using current spending figures, labor cost increases, staffing changes, and cost of living increases for supplies and services. I understand the community financials. I understand the fiduciary responsibility. Thank you.
Okay, and Ron Smith is going to get this question first, and it falls under the category of your vision for the country club. The question is, as a newly elected board member, what is your first priority or project to accomplish?
Like I had stated, I don't have any agenda, but one thing I've been listening to what people have been telling me. And the biggest thing that I hear is lack of communication. They don't know really what's going on, and they're misinformed. I don't know where they're getting their information. I think we need to have a better communication with our Sun Lakers. And one of their biggest concerns that I hear is the restaurant. So I think those are the two main issues that we need to look at, is communication in the restaurant, and then also everyone's talking about our management company. I don't know all the inner workings of either one of them, and if I'm elected on the board, I'm going to be digging in and we'll figure it out as a team. Once again, it's a board thing. It's not an individual thing. I just hope, you know, we can get a good board with some common sense. It may look good on paper, but sometimes it don't work. So, thank you. I appreciate it.
Linda Spalding?
Thank you. One of the first things that I would like to get done is to bring our restaurant back home. We need to control it here. We need to get full control of our liquor license, because we share that with CCL. Use the procurement committee so we get a good contract. Also, Securitas, we need to go out for bid. It's been 2023 for the last time. We need to improve community patrol. And again, communication. I gave you my word. You will know more than you'll ever want to know. Thank you.
Carol Tasco?
I would like for the divisiveness in this community to go back to original when we all got along. I don't like the infighting. The delegates don't like the board doesn't like people, and communication is very essential for us to get back together again. The divisiveness divides the community, and it's not good for Sun Lakes. It's a sad day for Sun Lakes.
Carly Beeks?
Okay, my vision. I'd like to balance our budget and avoid excessive HOA increases. Add another patrol at night and improve our security operations. Keep our current management company and hold them accountable to their contract with input from our district delegate assembly and committees. Keep our golf courses private and do not sell memberships to outsiders, and do not eliminate Carlos Golf Cart Shop. And our food and beverage operation under CCL has been a failure. They are over budget while the menu, hours, and service have deteriorated. CCL needs to significantly improve or be replaced. If elected, I will ensure that CCL is beautiful, private, safe, while remaining one of California's premier active adult country club community. Thank you.
Joe Godino?
First priority when you vote me back onto the board will be to create a team strategic plan for our future, a 1-year, 3-year, and 5-year plan that we collaborate on together. Number 2, I would like the team to review the current management contract. I have no confidence that we will sign a new management contract prior to this board being elected. And I think that it would be a great time for us to have new faces on the board and sit down and review things together. Number 3, team review of food and beverage contract. This current board didn't sign that contract. So I think the new team should analyze it and see how we go forward as a team together. Thank you.
Howard Katz?
Is it on? Here we go. Well, it's been said, and I can't say it any better than people up here have said, we have to look at a management committee, we have to look at a company, we have to look at food and beverage, communication and transparency, the contracts, all of those things have been said, and I second all of those. The one thing that hasn't been said is something that is very prime to my thinking, which is to stop having the board function as a management committee. The board does all kinds of decisions, has projects running, manage projects, and they shouldn't, as far as I'm concerned, manage projects. They should act like a board of directors and manage the management company to do the job. I've heard too often that our board of directors works hours and hours every day, 4, 5, 6 days a week, and I would like to see that stop by acting as a board of directors and working that manner. Thank you.
Mary Jo McElwain?
I think there's certain major challenges for the board. We need to finalize a decision on a management company. I would like to see us do a full study on the reserve plans and funding for 2026 with improved management and reporting. Security and safety issues should be addressed without haste, and we need to continue to explore revenue possibilities. Thank you.
Jeff Ranieri?
I'm excited, just up here listening, what our vision is. Seems like everybody on the board has been listening to the community, the restaurant, first service, security. I mean, we're already getting along. I think we can get things done. I think those are main focuses, and I think we can get them done. Thank you.
Okay, the next question will go first to Linda Spalding, and it says, please briefly just share the experiences you've had working with a large budget and provide an example of you successfully working within the budget.
A large budget.
Yeah, that's kind of ambiguous.
Okay. I think I can say, my husband's in the back room, he'll tell me when I get home. I think I can say by running our nutritional business, which is a very large business, we have distributors in Europe and South Africa and Mexico, and I do all the training for our group and the business plan. So I think I can say that I know how to run a big, large business.
Thank you. Carol Tasco.
Well, you know my previous experience being on the board and working with large budgets. The largest budget in the 18 years that I've been in retirement is at my house. But my sister always says, there's nobody that can stretch $100 like you can. So there you go.
Carly Beeks.
Yes, I agree. Everyone knows how to do a budget because we all have our own homes that we take care of. But professionally, I have worked as an administrator and vice president in the medical industry, and I managed operations, staffing, budgeting, and compliance. And in addition, Paul and I owned and operated a successful insurance agency, and that strengthened my experience in finance, customer service, and responsible decision-making. Thank you.
Joe Ganino.
Yes, Cal. I'm sorry, guys, this is taking a long time. I've been sitting here a long time.
This will be the last question.
We'll try to push it through as fast as we can. My personal business, we have a budget for 40 years. We were very successful. We're still here today, and we're doing very well. The security consulting part of my business, I've budgeted large contracts. I'll give you just one for instance, Arizona State Fair, 1.6 million visitors over 6 weeks, and I had over a $16 million budget in security and police. Sun Lakes Country Club budget, that's a big one. But I think, quickly, 1 minute, I might need it for just this next topic. I have even been able to oversee and control my wife's shoe and Amazon budget.
Howard.
Love you.
Howard Katz.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, large budgets. This Venezuelan Central Bank was a $10 million budget over a few years that we ran with the central bank. We handled the money. They did all of the actual physical work. The data centers that I ran across Asia, 15 of them had a $3 to $4 million budget each, so it was 15 times 4, some $60 million. I didn't handle the money directly, but I managed the country manager that made sure that that budget was met. Thank you.
Mary Jo McIlwain.
My Finance Advisory Committee experience is basically my budget experience. And I'll have to tell you that it has been difficult for Sun Lakes to maintain our budget. We get a variance report on a monthly basis from First Residential Accounting, and it has no real explanation. And so in order to evaluate things, you actually have to look into the general ledger and try and figure out what they've done. In many cases, it's accounting errors. That's my experience in budgeting.
Jeff Ranieri.
So I think it's rather simple. Every one of us in this room has a budget. I get so much money in, I have so many bills going out, and what's left, I give to Laura. It's pretty simple. While working at the post office, I was on special projects. My job went into every post office in our Santa Ana district, and I came in with their budget, their plan, and with the AutoCAD program I had to rearrange the workout floor to maintain their budget to get the mail flow coming from the back office into the right section where the clerks are, going to the carriers where they case it up, to the mail handlers on the dock, back into the trucks, and out to the street where you can get your mail. And I had to maintain each budget in each office, and I had to do that on a weekly, monthly basis, and I did that for 2 years. Thank you.
And the last answer of the evening will come from Ron Smith.
I don't think I've done a paint project that's been over $1 million, so I'll have to, probably the best example I can give you is whether it's a $1,000 paint job or $1 million paint job, we have to stay in budget. And we have to treat that person like they're a $1 million client. And we never waver. And if we're going to be out of budget, we'll figure a way of getting them in budget. Maybe it's something that we do later down the road. But to me, it's just a number. It still affects you, whether you're $1 million or a $1,000 customer. So that's just being honest with you. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to move to the closing statements. Each candidate, I believe, is allotted a minute and a half, and the first to go will be Carol Tasco.
I'm going to repeat myself. If you want thoughtful leadership, accountability, and a stronger Sun Lakes, I would consider it a privilege to serve on the master board, and I would also consider it a privilege to work with any one of these people. So please vote for me. Thank you.
Next will be Linda Spalding.
I want to thank all of you for coming out today. I hope we have helped you to make the best decision for our community. I want to represent you on the master board and bring back competent leadership to Sun Lakes. I have extensive experience on the master board, and I was elected twice serving as vice president and treasurer. I want to increase community patrol in the evenings from 1 to 3 patrols so that the entire community in RV lot has coverage. I know you want input on major decisions. I know you want to be heard. You have my word that you will know what is going on. You can hold me to that one. I will bring back coffee with 2 board members on weekends so all residents can participate. So let's all come together and work on keeping Sun Lakes Country Club the best place for all of us to live. You want the best for your community. You want a board member who puts you first. I ask for your vote, Linda Spalding. And I also could work with anybody.
Joe Godino.
Today you had an opportunity to see us together for the very first time, an opportunity to hear how we will tackle concerns or problems the HOA may encounter in the future. What do you see? Is there a team up here of 4 you feel will work together for your HOA? Those are the tough choices you're going to have to decide on April 9th. I hope and pray that we pick a team that will work hard for our HOA, a team that bears no personal agenda, a team that will work together. You've heard me say that many times today, work together. As your court board president, when re-elected, I will continue to seek out best goods and services available for our community. I will continue to look for ideas to secure our financial future. I will continue to protect and enhance our common areas. I will continue to listen to you. I want to thank you for your time today. I'm going to ask you for your vote. My name is Joe Ganino, and I am a golfer.
Mary Jo McElwain.
I am campaigning as a business and financial professional who will identify problems and work to find solutions that are in the best interest of our community. We cannot simply maintain the status quo. We must continuously evaluate what is working, what is not, and where we can improve. I believe it is time to examine whether our current management structure is truly meeting our needs. If we can secure stronger services while saving up to $200,000 per year, we have a responsibility to explore that opportunity. We must carefully review our reserve spending and ensure our 26 funding plan is sound, sustainable, and protective of our property values. Communication must improve. When a homeowner makes a call or sends a message, they deserve a timely and professional response. Our advisory committee should be utilized, respected, and engaged. Together, we can strengthen our operations, improve services, and protect the long-term health of our community. Thank you.
Ron Smith.
Thank you for coming out and giving me a chance to speak to you. A lot of you don't know who I am because I haven't done too many meet and greets. If you know someone that golfs, just ask them about me. They'll tell you, I'm honest, I'm fair, and I do what I say I'm going to do, and I treat everybody with respect. I don't care if you're dirt poor or if you're rich or what, it doesn't matter to me. You're a person, and I want to hear from you. I'm a good listener, very good listener. And my wife asked me, says, why do you want to be on the board? And I had promised her about 4 years ago that I would never do this. But I felt a lot of the guys on the golf, my men's club, say, dude, you need to run. You need to run. We need a voice up here. Because I am a golfer. Thank you.
Carly Beeks.
Okay, I'm going to stand. Stretch my legs. Nope. Okay. I know our community has real challenges, and I know change doesn't come from wishful thinking. It comes from steady hands, clear priorities, and leaders who listen before they act. I have spent my life being a person someone can count on. That's who I am, and that is the leadership I am offering to you. As a prior HOA president, I have the experience and ability to help stabilize and achieve our community goals. When elected, I pledged to work to resist HOA increases. As a financial conservative board member, I will uphold strict benefit analysis for the expenditures. I will keep our golf courses and amenities private, but I will work to see that opportunities to enhance amenity revenues are identified and implemented. I will see that our management company or other contractors are held accountable to the performance standards and get input from our community and our delegate assembly. I will strengthen community safety by implementing a nighttime golf cart security patrol to monitor and secure the perimeter of our golf courses and RV lot. The CCL Food and Beverage Partnership has not met the expectations of our community. Our dining experience has declined, and the promised reinstatement of house accounts still has not been delivered. They must make significant improvements or be replaced. Together with your support and vote, we can make Sun Lakes the premier country club we all deserve. Thank you.
Next will be Howard Katz.
Thank you for your participation here today. I've studied our monthly financials for several years and regularly distribute my analyses to some 1,400 people here in Sun Lakes. We should have done better financially, thus eliminating the large annual increases in our monthly dues. My master board priorities, the business of Sun Lakes come first. Lower the golf and food and beverage services subsidies, stop the annual large HOA dues increases, expand the master board from 5 to 7 members, limit executive meeting business, ensure proper reserve funding, increase master board communication transparency. In conclusion, my positions on 3 important topics are no to the master board's proposal on selling private non-equity golf memberships to non-residents of the Sun Lakes Country Club. Yes to the serious consideration of a different management company to manage our homeowners association. And yes to the serious consideration of a different vendor to provide our food and beverage services. Your vote in this election will determine our future here in Sun Lakes. Elect me to the master board. Thank you.
The final candidate statement will come from Jeff Ranieri.
Thank you all for coming out this evening. I think the aspect of what we have coming up with the votes, election coming, I think that everybody out here is concerned. Obviously, with the output that we have, there are concerns. People want change. People need change. And I think by several of the candidates up here that you can choose that will bring change to us. And looking forward, I feel that Sun Lakes could be back to where it was when my mom and dad were here, when it was the premier place to be. Thank you.
Okay, that concludes our presentation for the evening. I'd like to thank the candidates, first of all, for coming and letting you know their views. And thank the audience. You guys have been great. Thanks. It's great to see so many people out. Drive safe. Panel. Oh, sorry. And I thank the delegate panel.